Hank and Clint. Yep, I said it right. I said Hank and Clint, and not Gina and Clint, because Hank and Clint is the best couple of the whole season. I'm loving this bromance between Hank and Clint. I am loving the bromance between Hank and Clint. I don't know what Gina's gonna do when they get their divorce, because you know they're getting one when they're living in the same building, and Hank uses his dog instincts to find out what apartment Clint's in and goes there instead and wants to spend the night and doesn't want to come home to Gina. Woo! Are they gonna fight over the dog? Are they gonna fight over the dog? I know it ain't no prenup. I know it's no prenup. Clint wants the dog. Clint wants the dog, and the dog wants Clint. Like he said, I don't want to make Gina jealous and tell her that Hank loves me more. Go ahead and make her jealous. She's jealous of everything else. She's jealous of everything else. If anybody didn't believe me before, when I said Gina was jealous of Clint, I sure hope you believe me now. Because if this week and all that stuff she said about Clint, he's the life of the party, everybody likes him, everybody laughs at him, everybody wants him to be around. And the way she was talking about it as if it was a negative, as if he had poop all over his face, we're like, okay, what's wrong with that? Gina's so jealous. Gina really does like to be the one that's always praised. She really does. She really can't stand to see people sit around and talk about how funny Clint is, how entertaining Clint is, how people will want to hang out with Clint. She don't like it. She was on the after party as well, throwing even more hate. More hate. She's so jealous of Clint. And this hate thing will probably be even worse. She knows Hank likes Clint more. But she's so jealous of Clint. It's so obvious now where this thing went wrong. She knew from the very beginning that his outgoing personality, his gregarious personality, everything that she talks about, she already said, I don't want to be the one that lives in the shadow of Clint. That's what it turned out. I don't want to be the one who lives in the shadow of Clint. So let me throw a dagger and talk about his looks, because I already can see that I don't really have no personality. Gina ain't no fun. She worked that pole though. She did work that pole. I think she'd been there before. But Gina, she ain't no fun, and she just jealous of Clint. Clint was trying to act like the relationship is still alive. He's saying, I still think there's potential, talking to people. And Gina shut that door all the way shut. Boom. He was like, dang, she came out strong on me. Why she do me like that? Because that's what Gina does. That's what Gina does, throws you under the bench. What y'all think about that haircut, the before and the after? Do y'all think it was that big of a difference? I don't know. It was a little bit of a difference, but I didn't really see that big of a difference between the before and after. I really didn't have no problem with his rough, rugged look. I think it kind of goes with his personality. I think he is kind of rough and rugged and kind of all over the place. That's what his hair looks like too. Rough, rugged, all over the place. I don't think he needs no kind of a slick back hair. I don't know. I guess he could have thinned out the beard to be more like the Bradley Cooper look or something like that. But all these couples at the last minute trying stuff. Like my thing was, Gina, if you didn't like his hairstyle and all that, you should have taken him to the hair salon a whole lot sooner. Why are you now doing it here 4 days before decision day? All these last minute people, Kirsten, 4 days before decision day. Now you finally can meet the family. Here we got Eris, 4 days before decision day. You now telling Jasmine she can hold your hand. They're all either acting or they just late to the party, late to the party, late to the party. But Clint said, I ain't been in no barber's chair for 8 years. Dang, Clint, 8 years. What you been doing? You been at home by yourself just with your long little scissors? 8 years. But now all of a sudden, Gina said, Clint's got a little swag. Girl, Gina, Clint had swag before that haircut. I don't know what she's talking about. Gina, the one that ain't got no swag. I tell you, Gina does not see herself. She really doesn't see herself. She thinks she's the fun, outgoing one, the athletic one, and she's not. Now she thinks somehow that Clint is the one that needs a little bit more swag, but Clint got more swag than Gina. She don't see herself. That's why I kind of feel sorry for Gina. Like, is Gina gonna be able to get better out here? And I say, like, I don't know if she can, because she actually doesn't see herself. She doesn't see the improvements she needs to make. She just assumes that all the problem is Clint. Just like she threw him under the bus here. She basically ran a whole list down of what's wrong with Clint, like she got secondhand embarrassment over Clint. Why are you embarrassed over Clint? Ain't nobody laughing at Clint. They're laughing with Clint. Why should you be embarrassed for Clint? Ain't nobody else embarrassed for him. Everybody else is having a good time. Talking about, let's turn it up, Clint. Let's turn it up. The one thing that Gina did talk about that I'm going to give her a few points on, because I do believe that's true, is what she was saying is that she doesn't really count when Clint is doing all that cooking and everything, and he brings that up as something he did for Gina. What Gina is saying is, I don't count that as a gift to me. Now, this is what I've been saying, because Gina's love language is words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. That's what she values. It is Clint who loves the acts of service. So what she's saying is, when he's doing all these acts of service of cooking, I don't really count it as a gift to me, because it's what he likes to do. He loves to cook. So he's really doing it for himself. I get that part that she was bringing up. And this does go back to what I said about Clint from the very beginning, that there is this part of Clint where I was calling in the beginning selfish or self-centered. It's kind of like why he got her. Remember, he got her those boating gloves. And I was like, who gets a person something that he wants to do? It's not really a gift to her. And I think Gina always thought about that. And that is kind of what she's saying the cooking is. The cooking really isn't for me, Clint. The cooking is for you. But instead of Gina speaking up and saying that, what Gina does is she does dirty little comments, behind your back. She stabs you in your back. Because we heard last week when even Aaron said that Clint will cook this whole meal and then Gina will come home and bring home a takeout food. Because what Gina is really trying to do is she's trying to dig at Clint. She's trying to get Clint back. That's what she's doing. It really is kind of a nasty thing that she does, that she knows that he's cooking and she brings food home. When really what she should have done is open up her mouth and she should have said, hey, I know that you love to cook, but I would like for you to do something that I enjoy more so. And to be honest with you, I enjoy words of affirmation more than I enjoy cooking. If she would have said that to Clint, maybe he could have responded. Maybe he could have done something. But instead of her opening up her mouth and having like an intelligent conversation and really talking about things of the heart, instead she does something like a bring home takeout food after he's cooked the whole dinner. That's why I said Gina's got a lot to work on. I really don't know who Gina would pair up well with, because she's really not a good communicator. She doesn't do well with constructive criticism. I don't even think that she knows who she is, or she doesn't see herself for who she is. She just seems to point out the flaws in others, but she doesn't see, and then she praises and pumps herself up. Gina got work to do. Gina got a lot of work to do. But I wish she didn't blame everything on Clint. I wish she saw what were some of the things that she could do differently. Because just like I was saying in my other video, Gina seems to believe that Clint needs to do all the work to make her feel like a wife. But really, to be honest with you, I haven't seen anything that she's done to make him feel like a husband. That's what's so odd about it. How can you sit here and say, he doesn't do anything for me to make me feel like a wife, but you really can't run down 1, 2, 3, or 4 things that you've done to make him feel like a husband? Because I know I haven't seen it. Unless it's happening off screen, I ain't seeing it. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Please watch my other videos. Talk to you later. Bye.